Old Jetty Lawrence smoking their ass. What's up, my dudes? Alright, boys, so we're going to be talking about Jett Lawrence potentially being the 2024 Supercross champion in the 450 class. So now he's really started clicking off these wins. I think now it's really starting to get to that point where the points are starting to matter, to the point where Smithy boy just point, bro. You know, it's starting to get to that point though where bro, there I go again. Where up to this point, I feel, bro, it's like, I don't really feel like Jett has really had to think too much about the points. You know, it's basically just been go out there and win, because he's been thinking about how stacked the field is, and he's had a couple of bad races earlier on in the season. I feel like all he's really been thinking about is just get out there, rip the start, win the race. But now he's got like a, what is it, a 21-point lead or something like that. Now we're starting to get into that stratosphere of how is he going to manage the points? Is this going to change how he rides? Is he going to go out there and instead of getting a win, he just basically gets a bunch of seconds to try to wrap up the championship? Like, I think now is when you're actually going to see the pressure of it start to actually matter a little bit more. So one interesting thing is, I just did a poll on my channel. Let me read this off of my phone right here. So I just did a poll a few days ago asking you guys who is winning the 2024 Supercross Championship, okay? I put the options for Jett Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, and Ken Roczen. I'll try to put this up on the screen right here, but 67% voted Jett Lawrence, 15% voted Cooper Webb, 2% voted Chase Sexton, 10% voted Eli Tomac, and 5% voted Ken Roczen. We had over 500 votes on that, by the way. So, and I also did that poll before this Indianapolis race, where Jett Lawrence went out there and won all three main events of the Triple Crown. I think he's only the second guy to win, like, do basically a sweep in a Triple Crown. So I feel like that percentage would be even more in Jett Lawrence's favor if I was to do that poll, you know, after the Indianapolis race. But yeah, that is like dramatically way in favor of Jett Lawrence winning the championship. I'm a little surprised that only 2% of people voted for Chase Sexton. That's kind of nutty. That's kind of crazy. I know he does have like the finger injury or whatnot, but so basically it's like pretty much everybody and their grandma thinks that Jett Lawrence is going to win the championship, and the only other person that's even remotely in the picture seems to be Cooper Webb, just by the way people are voting here. So yeah, my sort of thought on it is like, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jett Lawrence at all. He's obviously wicked, bro. Wicked on the bike, bro. Okay? Not trying to take anything away. But I also think it was like what you would call perfect timing, I guess. The right time for him to get into the 450 class. Because if you think about outdoors, you know, it's kind of like he got into outdoors right after Tomac's ruptured Achilles injury. So Tomac wasn't there at all in outdoors. Cooper Webb was only there for a couple rounds. Chase Sexton missed a few rounds, got hurt, whatever the hell was going on with him. So it kind of opened up that door for Jett Lawrence to, all he had to do was basically be on that elite level, and he was going to dominate outdoors, right? Ken Roczen wasn't even there but for like one round, okay? But we get to Supercross this year, and I know a lot of people keep trying to act like Tomac's like he never had the ruptured Achilles, which is really bizarre, but like obviously that is not prime Tomac out there. Obviously, that is not normal level peak Tomac out there. That's not even last year Tomac out there. So, I know a lot of people are getting that all confused, like, oh, Tomac's an old man. Oh, he just can't do it anymore. No, it's his first year back from a ruptured Achilles, you doofuses. He's not the same Tomac right now, okay? I don't even think it's honestly like an even playing field right now. A lot of people have that tricked up in their head, like, oh my God, well, I guess Jett Lawrence he's just the best. He's just the greatest one out there. Holy shit, like, he's just the fastest one out there. Nobody can touch him. He's dominant. He's dominating all these guys. No. It's Tomac first year back from ruptured Achilles. That's 80% Tomac, okay? Chase Sexton first year on the KTM, and he also has an injury. That's not 100% what the elite caliber level that Sexton could be, okay? You know, Cooper Webb, first year back on the Star Yamaha on the 450. He's had moments of brilliance, but it's not been super consistent. You know, I just don't think that's necessarily the same Cooper Webb when he was really getting those championships on that KTM on 450. I don't necessarily think you're seeing the exact same, you know, elite caliber level from Tomac, Sexton, or Cooper Webb right now. I just don't think you're seeing it. It's almost like all Jett Lawrence is really having to do this year. I mean, yeah, it is stacked, but it's not like there's a lot of guys going on that absolutely legendary elite level of, like, you know, the best of the best kind of level of speed out there. It's almost like Jett just has to be, you know, just be really good to beat all the guys that are pretty good right now. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the way I'm looking at it. Like, for instance, let me just explain it this way. You know, I think if you had Chase Sexton on that Honda from last year, this year, he would have been able to straight run down Jett Lawrence and run with him and run the pace and pass him and battle him and all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you had the Tomac from last year, I think you would have seen more of, like, Tomac catching up to Jett, running him down at Daytona. I think you would have seen more of a championship battle between Tomac and Jett. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these top dogs are really more like, you know, 80% of their normal level right now, and it's making Jett look like he is on some sort of stratosphere on his own, or he's in some sort of, you know, his own dimension or his own caliber that's way above all these other guys. But I honestly just think they're not, a lot of them guys are not even on their own normal peak level. I mean, she ain't over till she's over. Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean by we're just now getting to the point where I feel like Jett's going to actually potentially be thinking about points or championship or whatever, because up to this point he's had, like I say, he's had some bad results at the start, so he wasn't really defending anything as much as he was just out there, I gotta win, I'm competing, my focus is on winning, I gotta get up in points, you know. But now that he's like 20-something points up, now it's gonna start getting interesting. Now how much do you protect it? Now how much do you play it safe? Because we all know that Jett Lawrence wants to go out there and win. We all know he wants to be known as the dominant dude out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to get interesting. You know what I mean? Want to get that Lipton out, get that popcorn out. It's about to get interesting. And I still don't think we've seen the biggest crash from Jett Lawrence yet. I just really don't. Either way, definitely let me know down in the comments if you think Jett's going to win this championship. I think everybody's starting to kind of lean in that direction. I still kind of, I'm like, maybe something like 70, maybe like, maybe, I don't know, 60-70% chance that Jett wins the championship, and then like maybe, you know, I don't know, 20% chance Webb wins it. Yeah, I don't even know how close Sexton is in points, but Jett has had a couple of them weird little crashes earlier in the season. I mean, it's not like he just isn't capable of it. It just so happens he's really boosted up in the points right now because Tomac's had a couple bad races. Webb's had a couple weird races. A lot of these other guys that was close in points have had a couple of weird races. But it's not to say that Jett's not going to go out there and crash in the next couple rounds and go right back there in points again. That is certainly possible, and you are a damn fool if you don't think that's possible. I feel like some people just like to ride on these certain hype trains and get on board on these certain things, but, Supercross is a crazy thing, man. Anything can happen. I mean, anything. Anything can happen, bro.